When I was in my teens, one day during my bedside, I asked my granny, "Can you tell me some story about independence?" And she nodded a yes. Before even she could start, I asked her, "Do you have any real life experience during this independence?" And she told, sadly, yes. I pleaded her, "Please tell me your real life experience." And here goes the story which she narrated me. They were a group of 10 friends and they really enjoyed being with each other. They enjoyed to have the paneer butter masala prepared by the Hindu family, the chicken biryani which was prepared by the Muslims, and the chicken tikka which was prepared by their Punjabi friends, and not to be the least, but the chopsy also which was prepared by their Bahadur friends. They all sang and danced together. They sat and stood together. They rose their children together. But this breeze of happiness was not very long lasting. This breeze turned to a storm one day, and then the doors which were kept open welcoming the friends started closing. The food which they shared with each other were not being distributed with an anticipation of terrorism, and this led to emotional distress of everybody. This was exactly one of the moments during the independence time which people went through. Devastated got their friendship, fragmented was their relationship, and what we earned after that? We earned freedom and independence. I wanted to hear a story, to have a smile on my face, to relax myself and to get into a nice relaxing sleep, but this story was an emotional distress even for me, and it planted a seed in my thought process. I strove to find what we gained and lost by this independence. Research shows that we earned many laurels in the fields of sports, art, dance, culture, science, technology, and what not. But when I found what we lost emotions, we lost humanity, we lost caring for each other and togetherness. When I analyzed in the world where all it had happened and what was the repercussion after multiple years, I was so surprised to find that we have so many cases of reunification. There was reunification of North America and South America in the year 1783. Vietnam, small countries, they came together and formed Vietnam in 1975. Many countries came together and formed Italy somewhere in the 1800s. And it's not only the reunification of the North America and the South America, formation of Italy and formation of Vietnam, but look into the way East Germany and the West Germany got reunited. It was such an interesting reunification. 1990, the year, if we go back to the history and see the reunification of East Germany and West Germany coming together to form Germany as a country. What brought them together? The emotions and the strength of the common man brought them together, which led to even the falling of the wall of Berlin. The common man stood together and broke the wall of Berlin. Look into Greek and Turkey wanting to be together to form Cyprus. If so many incidents, not only one or two, but so many incidents of reunification has already happened in our history, what stops us from thinking that we may not go back to the Akhand Bharat which divided India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan and Myanmar and form together each and every of this country and again take us back to that state when we all were together. I am looking forward to have this global peace and the visionary leaders of Global Peace Foundation to strive and take us through a mark of reunification. The day it is being done, my friends, be I alive or not, but that generation will enjoy the peace of mind, the peace of soul, and the path of the prosperity will be laid that day. I presume that day only needs a leader to lead the way, only needs the soul to pave the way, but it is not an illusion. I would say it's a perspective reality. In the past, the Britishers divided Bharat into fragmented countries like Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bhutan, Tibet, Myanmar, and Sri Lanka. What stops us today in again reuniting all these countries together and form an Akhand Bharat? Thank you.